All right, everyone, I want to share with you guys a magic milestone that I just hit with my eBay store and some of the reasons why I think I got to this number. I've been doing my eBay store full time for about a year and a half now. But when I started, and even now, like any sale that I get is just super to me. Like I'm super excited for every sale that I get. When it comes across on the app and I see that pop up, I get super excited to see what it is. But as I started my store, I never thought I'd get to this number. This wasn't even a number that I put in my mind of like a target to hit. But being on Instagram, being on YouTube, and seeing all the other people selling really well, doing really well, it really helped motivate me to get to this target number. So the milestone that I just hit was over $10,000 for the last 31 days. I never thought I was going to hit this number on eBay. When I started, I actually wanted to hit, I think, $8,000 in a month. That was like, if I got to that number, I'm like, hey, that is close to 100,000 for the year. And I thought, okay, after I start taking out my cost of goods and shipping and taxes, all that type of stuff, I'm like, that's a good number. It wasn't quite where I was corporate wise, making a salary, but it's a really good number still. And I thought, that is a number that I could do full time for my job and actually have the flexibility and actually, feel good about what I was bringing in. For myself, I never thought I was going to hit $10,000 in 1 month, let alone even that 8,000 that I had a target on there for a while ago. Now, I've come close to 10,000. I've been really high in the high 9,000s maybe once, but then I had like a huge day fall off, like a 700-day fall off on it, and then after that it's just like a snowball effect of other days falling off in slow sales. So I want to go over what are some of the things that I've been doing to help myself grow my store and get to this number, and hopefully some of that you can use as well. So I'm going to give you some general tips that helped me out, and hopefully it'll help you out as well. Definitely adapt them to your business model and what you want to do short and long term, but hopefully this helps you out. All right, my first tip is to start to set some small daily goals for yourself. When I first start on eBay and start making some sales, I start setting a small goal for what I want my floor to be every day. And that was just $50. I'm like, if I get $50 in sales on eBay every day, that means it's like $1,500 in sales a month. And that's a good start for me, especially that I had not much inventory and I was just really getting into it. Now, as my eBay store grew, I started to look at that number and inch it up. I'd be like, okay, $75 on my floor, $100, $125, $150. And now at this point in time, with what I reached on my store, I feel like if I don't get $250 every day, that I'm not performing where I want to be. And for myself, $250 in sales every day is equivalent to 7,500 every month, as long as you're a 30-day month. But that is what I feel like my floor should be. And I will go below it. Like there are days where I'm going to be like at 150 or something like that. And for myself, by having that floor raise over time, that just means I have a more stable business. I could see more daily sales coming through. I'm probably having a higher ASP on those sales as well to get that floor going up. And I'm just like buying smarter and selling smarter. My next tip for growing your store and what helped me out was focusing on a few categories. Now, when I first started, I looked at only video games and video game consoles. And then as I was going through the stores and noticing, there's a lot of competition, I'm not able to find it, I just went out and bought like everything. Really, everything other than women's clothing, I was buying and selling. And even if I found like a really good like woman clothing item, maybe in the men's section, I would actually pick that up and sell it as well. But I tried to sell a lot of stuff. Now, what happens when you sell in a lot of different categories is your attention's going in a million different directions. And your mind is only able to retain so much knowledge. So if you're a beginner, you're always bringing in so much knowledge. You're soaking up all this different knowledge out there, and it's hard to retain all of it. Now, if you focus on a few key categories to start, that will really help you narrow down all the different knowledge that you need to be retaining. And also that makes it easier for you to get in and out of stores, focusing on what items you need to be looking for. And that just really helped me out by focusing just on those few categories was I was able to retain more knowledge because I was so focused just in certain areas. And that helped me when I came to sourcing because I knew I could go in and out of a store just by hitting a few different areas at once, and then being out of there in like 20 or 30 minutes and on to the next one, and increasing my odds of finding good product. Another tip that I have is don't compare yourself to others, but watch what others are doing and take some inspiration from that. And what I mean by that is you can get really caught up on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or wherever and see what other people are doing. And if your store is lagging behind at times and not doing as well, and that's happened to me a lot where my store is going super slow and I see someone taking off, I'm like, man, why is theirs taking off so much? And what you could get into like a jealousy component of, oh man, they're doing really good, and that starts to bring out the hater side of people. And you don't want to bring out the hater side of yourself because that is just taking away from the energy that you could have to put in positive energy into your store. You don't want that negative energy to just take away from all the efforts that you're having to grow your business. When I say embrace what they're doing and watching what they're doing, you want to see what those people are doing to grow their business and take that part back and see what you could do to implement in your business. Now, there are a lot of really good resellers out there in so many different categories that I love to watch what they're doing and bringing it back and incorporate in my business. One of my old coworkers had a great saying. She said we are using the swipe method, which is steal with integrity, pride, and enthusiasm. And that's what you should be doing when it comes to your store. If you notice that other resellers locally to you are always picking up certain items, you may want to look in that category as well and see if those ones will work well in your business structure. If you're watching online and you're seeing people on Instagram and YouTube sourcing in certain categories and doing really well, look and see if that one will work well for you. I'm not saying change your business structure entirely, but see what you could do to maybe add that category to your business model and if that one will work out for you. It's like you don't have to jump on every different hype train that's out there, right? You're not going to always be the ones that are going to be chasing like the hot shoes out there, chasing Pokemon cards, looking for blaster boxes at Target. If you do those, like, I'm not a hater on that. That's awesome if you're able to do that, but not everyone is going to get on every type of grind that's out there. Look at which one will work for you. And that's really what I did for myself. Like, I take inspiration on a bunch of people that are on Instagram and on YouTube, and that's what I use to help build my store to a higher level than it was even during Q4 of this year. Another tip that I have is to set standards for your buying. I have a video that I'll put up here for setting floors for your purchasing of your items. And in each category, what's helped me out is by setting a floor for what would be the acceptable margin and even sales price that I'll be looking for when I pick something up. By doing that, that helps take the guesswork out when I'm actually in a store. When I look one up and I'm like, oh, this DVD is at maybe $9. I'm like, no, that's like $3 lower than what I would want to sell an item for in my store. And that just helps me, just purge items out of my cart that I may have picked up and I may be on the, border for buying. But if I know that I have these set in stone targets for myself of where I want to have my ASP at and where I want my margins to be, that helps me take the guesswork out of sourcing. It helps me just like move quicker through it. And then it makes me have like less regret when I'm processing an item and I'm taking pictures and I'm about to list it. I'm like, oh, that sales price is so low. Why did I even do that? It just helps eliminate all of that out of my business flow and just really makes it a lot easier. So I'm focused on higher margin, higher ASP items, and just being more efficient with my time. And that's really the ultimate goal. Is you're looking at how you're going to be making more sales dollars and how you're making more margin per minute, per hour in your business. So you want to be more efficient with what you're picking up and what you're selling, and you want to make sure that you're focused on the higher dollar items that you're getting. And that leads into one more tip as well. List your good stuff first. This is a problem that I have because There's certain items for me that are super easy to list, right? Video games and DVDs are the easiest items to list. You just take a picture of the front, take a picture of the back, and take a picture of what's inside, and you scan a barcode and you list it, right? But other items like electronics, clothing and shoes that may have a higher ASP out there, those will sit in my pile for a while because they're not the easiest ones to list. What I had to remind myself is they're not the easiest to list because they take a little bit more work. But that little bit more work is way more valuable per minute than myself listing certain DVDs and video games. So for myself, I got myself into the mindset of list your big ticket items right away, test them out right away, return them if you need to right away. Get through those first because most likely those are also my higher sell-through rate items as well. And that is also what's attributing to the churn that I have in my store. So like right now, I had sold over $10,000 the last 31 days, but my items that I have listed are about 150 lower than they were even during Q4. So I'm having a higher sales dollar per month. I'm selling at a higher ASP per item, and I have less items right now. So by going after and listing those higher dollar, most valuable items first, I'm getting those out on eBay, getting those sold right away, and I'm working my way through the less desirable items that I have. So just make sure you're doing that, and then as you start putting those other processes in place of, okay, this is my floor for items that I'm selling, you're going to have less and less of the less desirables that you're going to have to be listing in your store. So ultimately, if you combine all these little mini micro lessons that I've gone over, of like what's helped me get to this point, they all start to compound on each other, and your business starts to get more and more streamlined and a little more efficient, and you're going to be able to sell a little bit better and improve a little bit day by day. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope all these tips will help you out. And thank you guys once again for all your guys' support when it comes to my channel and to my store and everything. I love this community that we have out there, and it's really helped me grow my store and just become a better thrifter, a better reseller, just a better businessman in general, because there's so many great people out there that I've learned from and watched from. And I'm going to keep using my swipe method and stealing as much information from all of you guys as possible to help improve my store. And I hope you guys swipe from me as well, and I hope my information is helping you guys out too. So thank you guys for joining me once again. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. I put out 2 to 3 videos per week on reselling. Also hit the thumbs up for me. If I hit 100 thumbs ups, we all win. We all win. I'm not doing anything special for it, but we all win.